So let's design a hypothetical study here that manages all of the factors of the pancreas, right? So obviously the endocrine function, right? The hormones, insulin, glucagon, that's just kind of like your basic plus and minus in the blood sugar department. You've got exocrine function as well. You've got acinar cells that release digestive enzymes, amylin to help pace digestion, to help insulin and glucagon do their job more effectively. And then cell health in general. Do they have the raw materials, magnesium, potassium, sodium, calcium, to operate at a healthy level? Do you have the right alpha cell, beta cell balance? Because again, a lot of diabetics are just assuming, well, I'm diabetic, my pancreas is broken. Well, not really. It's really just the beta cells. You have alpha cells. You have gamma cells. You have delta cells. It's just the beta cells you're missing. Oh, and onto that study, let's go ahead and throw in the liver function as well. So the cross-system functioning of the liver. So it is digestive, incredibly digestive. It stores fat-soluble hormones. It recycles iron. It produces bile along with, and stores it in the gallbladder to help digest fats. It detoxifies the blood, alcohol, parasites, heavy metals, everything. The liver is there to handle all of those factors, each of which plays a well-established role in affecting the function of the pancreas. So let's go ahead and throw that into the mix as well. Oh, by the way, let's also, consider the nutrition of our study subjects, right? So I mentioned the liver processing those fat hormones, or not those fat hormones, those fat-soluble vitamins, and sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium affecting the function of the cells themselves. Okay, are we controlling for the mineral deficiencies or the mineral balances of our test subjects? Is the food that we're feeding them in these studies conscious of the inflammatory effects of foods that are imbalanced? Maybe, maybe not. Mostly not. Oh, but also we also, this is another factor we have to take into effect, the epigenetic inheritance of family health issues, inherited deficiencies and imbalances, right? So not only are we worried about our test subjects, but what were the nutritional states, the mineral balances, the mineral deficiencies, the life conditions of the parents and grandparents, right? We're dealing with inherited issues here, inherited imbalances. This is a lot more than just skin deep. So, what was the health of their parents? Was the health of their parents indicative of any deficiencies or imbalances, right? Because that's going to affect where resources are being pulled in our current test subjects' bodies, right? Oh, and don't forget the systemic effects, downstream positive feedback loops. So once the imbalances and deficiencies take place, how is our body compromising? What systems is it taxing to help make up for that lost territory? And once symptoms start to evolve, secondary symptoms, in the new systems being taxed to address the initial imbalances, okay, well now, we don't know where to look. Where, it's like, well, it says your magnesium's low. Well, is your magnesium low because you're iron overloaded? Well, am I going to give you magnesium or am I going to handle your iron overload first? So you are just stuck in this crazy sticky web of infinite directions that when just looking at this page alone, it's dizzying. And how are you supposed to control for all of those factors in our current research model in a way that's going to be accepted, published, and used as an educational resource? Like, it's not going to happen. That's not That's not how this system is working right now. So what are we supposed to do? And this is going to feel like a cliffhanger, right? Because I've just built this huge, big crescendo on kind of the issues, and I'm going to kind of leave it at this point where I don't give a ton of answers. The following episodes after this are going to dive into how I have addressed each of these steps. But the long story short version here is going to be that you need to pick one facet, the lowest hanging fruit that you can, to help start to induce some sort of balance, okay? Mineral balance. Testing for your baseline levels. Find out what your magnesium levels are. Are you high in sodium? Are you low in potassium? Are you calcified? What about your trace minerals? Are you iron overloaded? Right? And what are things that you can do through supplementing or nutrition and eating nutrient-dense food? How can you address some of those on a everyday type of thing, right? Because if you don't change your food intake is ultimately what you're being made up of. You can't really expect things to change through some pharmaceutical company if you're not changing the tools that you're building with. Become physically active. Physical fitness has always been a part of my life. This has been an easy thing for me, and I know that it is not for everyone. But lean mass and a decreased fat mass are critical for maintaining insulin sensitivity, maintaining cell health, mitochondrial health. It's very much if you don't use it, you lose it kind of thing. And it is a lot easier than people think. Walking, go for a daily walk. That is the easiest place to start. It does not take much, and it will have wide-reaching effects in your health. And then I mentioned before with the mineral balance, but you need to start eating healthier. Worry first about what you can take away. Addition through subtraction. Take away the bad first before you start, throwing, all this crazy stuff that you read about on the internet down your throat. Inflammatory oils, polyunsaturated fatty acids, vegetable oil, canola oil, safflower, sunflower, corn, soybean oils. I don't cook with them. I have nothing to do with them. They are not in the ingredients on any foods that I eat. I limit added sugar. If it's in a box, I'm not eating it. I eat plenty of fruit. That's fine. And I adjust as necessary, but, no added sugar, no enriched or fortified foods, enriched wheat flour, baked goods, cookies, pastries, pasta, none of that. Absolutely none. And those are, it's just not doing something. It's not something that you have to go out of your way to do. It's just a matter of taking the things that you're doing now and saying, I'm not going to do this anymore. And when you start to make those simple everyday decisions, things start to compound, right? So take inventory. What are some things that you are doing now that you know are not helping your inflammatory state? We've all got them, whether it be sleep quality, blue light, sun, not getting enough exercise, not getting enough sun and fresh air. Feel the feelings, right? You can be upset with yourself. You can blame your parents. You can blame your upbringing, whatever. You need to accept responsibility for where you are and start to take action, right? Identify what needs to change and then make small, sustainable changes.